Okay, so we're live. And tonight we are going to be talking about the movie Elf, starring Will Farrell. And until I watched it last night, I didn't know it was directed by Jon Favreau, who also did Iron Man.
Is that a plus for you?
Well, yeah, I guess. I've liked what he's done so far. Um, I don't know that having a director that I know more for an action film, led me to think, oh well, this is going to be a great Christmas film. But yeah, I mean,
You thought it
you
was a
know,
great Christmas film. Came right out of your mouth. You just said it.
did I say it was a great Christmas film?
That's what you just said. Rewind the tape.
We weren't. We just started a second ago.
And you just said it was a great Christmas film.
No, I said what? Didn't I say what? I wasn't necessarily expecting it would be a great Christmas film, just because.
Insinuating that it was a great Christmas film. All the viewers agree. All.
Well, and so we should probably disclose that when going into this movie, there was some reservation on my part because this stars Will Ferrell.
Yeah, world. Let me tell you all this. He is not a Will Ferrell fan. How is that even possible?
Because I like my humor to have some intelligence.
Because you have no sense of humor. Is what that translates into. What the rest of us heard.
Is that what everybody heard?
What everybody heard. You have no sense of humor.
Yeah.
You are dead inside. Well, did you think it was funny? Did you laugh?
Oh yeah. And I think that again, this is kind of what I have felt about comedies made after about 1995 is that a lot of the new guys, they do better, whether it's Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell, they do better when they have somebody reining them in a little bit, because not every thought that comes out of their head is funny. And in the case of Ferrell,
I think my shirt will disagree with you. Everything that comes out of his mouth is hilarious.
Well, yeah, I no.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to go there with you, but I thought that that he was good in this. I tell you what, I would have probably have jumped in a lot quicker. And the movie opens up and it's Bob Newhart. And so, I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe we've got some potential to be good.
Yeah.
And
it was.
Right. And then when I saw who Santa was, I thought, oh man, well, this is a stellar cast. So yeah, so let's pick this. So I guess when we first, you would think that my memory of the movie would be a little more clear, since I just saw the movie less than
24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah. So when we opened with Bob, right?
If memory serves, yes.
Yeah.
And
at the North Pole, and he's kind of setting up that he is the narrator of this story.
Mm-hmm. And Will Ferrell's dad, or his adopted.
Right. And so, and I like that that opening scene where the little baby Buddy is ends up in Santa's sack. Well, that didn't sound great, but he saw that teddy bear and went after it and ended up getting
Transported around the world.
yeah, transported back to the North Pole. And now, all right, so so then we kind of get into Buddy growing up, and
he's a giant.
Yeah, obviously he's a giant and a very. I thought those scenes looked great.
I like how they don't tell him, like he's unaware that he's
right
on there. Yeah.
Right, and so he's trying his best. He can't quite make the Etch-a-Sketch quota, Yeah. So he's feeling a little down, a little bit like a failure. And they try to build him back up, tell him he's special. But of course they loose lips sink ships, and he overhears them talking about how special he is. And so he finds out that he's actually a human, right?
Right.
Was it at that point that they mentioned that he was human, and he overheard them when he was listening to those two guys talk?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then.
Yeah.
Then Papa Elf, which is Bob, has to have that little talk with him. And what I thought was interesting was that they knew, considering he just crawled in the Santa's sack of gifts and got transported, because Santa was all over the world that night. How would they know his origin story? How would they know specifically who his parents were? But I guess if you're able to track every child on the face of the planet,
yeah, I think you can know.
Why are you
trying to find a small little hole in an excellent movie?
Oh, I'm not trying to find a hole. I just thought it was interesting. And then so they know who he is, and actually that makes it a little bit more endearing, because if they knew where he came from, they could have taken him back. Said, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't keep this little kid, but they kept him anyway. And so then Buddy decides that he wants to find his dad. Excuse me. And starts to set out to go to New York, because he points out where his dad is in the snow globe. And I like those scenes because I thought they did an exceptional job of making it, especially where have I seen that snowman before? He's in one of the Christmas specials, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he is. But obviously it's not Frosty, because he's not Frosty.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We might have to Google that. That's Vin's job. Vin, if you're on, where's that snowman from?
So, but I thought making the North Pole look like the specials out of all the Christmas special was really cool.
That was. We can hear you gulping so loud.
Oh, can you? Yeah. Oops.
Gross.
He's in Rudolph. But then Rudolph is in specials with Frosty.
What are you talking about?
No, Vin says he's in Rudolph.
Oh. Is that fact, Vin, or are you just saying that? Did you research it? We have documents to prove it? Because I don't think so.
So, now what I also like is that when you're at the North Pole and you want to go to New York, all you have to do is walk out to the lake and jump on a piece of ice, and it will break off.
That's all you got to do.
And start floating to New York.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do when I want to go to New York.
And go out and find you a piece of ice and start floating.
That's what I do.
And yeah, so I thought it was kind of interesting. And he sings Silver and Gold in Rudolph, voiced by Burl Ives. I guess that does make sense.
Thank you, Vincent.
All right, so he leaves the North Pole, heads to New York
to find his daddy.
Right.
And his dad was who?
I can't remember his name, but he's a rich dude.
It's James Caan.
Right, James Caan. Oh yeah, the actor. Yeah, I thought we were talking about the character.
Sure you did.
And off the top of my head, I can't remember his name. And James Caan was very good in this role.
I met James Caan once, and he thought that I was. He thought that I worked there when I was really just there, like behind the scenes on a movie.
Uh-huh.
And I was super excited and nervous, and then he asked me to get him some hot coffee.
Well, I thought he was great in this role. I thought he maybe not as brilliant as say Richard Dreyfuss in What About Bob, but I thought that was kind of the role.
We have to do What About Bob.
Huh?
We have to do What About Bob. I love What About Bob.
Yeah, and so I thought he was playing kind of a similar role here, where he's been dealt this guy that he doesn't know what to do with.
Yeah.
And we kind of watch him unravel.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great at that.
Yeah.
But let's see, when Buddy first got to New York, he didn't go straight to the office. He was I didn't think this movie would have gross out humor, and it was restrained, but still, watching him pick that gum off that railing and put it in his mouth really kind of got to me a little bit. It's like, oh, I can't. I actually had to look away.
Oh, wow.
Because it was...
that wasn't that bad for me.
Let's see what Vin is saying about James Caan. I worked on 2 movies with James Caan. He was a bit annoyed that young people remembered him more for Elf than The Godfather or Bang the Drums Slowly.
Well.
Yeah. Well, but...
I remembered him from The Godfather, and he still asked me to get him some coffee. So.
Okay, so he was eating gum off the railing.
Mm-hmm. You were gross. You had to look away.
Yeah, and he was kind of getting a feel for the city. Why can he keep grabbing those papers?
I don't recall him grabbing papers.
Remember that guy was passing out papers, flyers.
Oh, that's in New York. They just do that. They pass out papers like for strip clubs and comedy shows and things like that. You're constantly getting papers thrown in your face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess he thought it was just great to get a piece of paper. So first, before he now didn't he end up in the store before he went to see his dad,
or did he see the store where he ends up working? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the Christmas tree lured him in.
Hey, we got Rick in the house tonight.
Hi, Rick.
He's in the vinyl community.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he meant Brian's song, not Bang the Drum Slowly.
Sure you did. I've never seen either.
Brian's song is an excellent film about the relationship between two Chicago Bears football players. One's got a terminal illness. Yeah, it's a great film. It's been forever since I've seen it. I need to actually go back and watch that one.
Do you have it? You own it?
I'm pretty sure I've got it on DVD. I'd have to go. I've got all my sports movies in one binder. I'd have to go back and look, but I think I have it. And they did a remake, a more modern remake, and I don't think I've watched that one yet. But I think I have them both on DVD. Oh yeah. Rick's saying it's a tearjerker, and it is.
Brian's song.
Brian's song. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
we're at the store.
We're at the store, and this kind of surprised me a little bit because he went up there and he was, they were all right. So they were. He went up there. Oh, and first he saw Zoe Deschanel's character.
Mm-hmm.
And no,
It was Joy to say. Any comments
Joy
on
something,
that?
wasn't it?
Yeah. I think.
But it wasn't Joy. It was like
I don't remember.
Similar. Anyway, he sees her and falls in love immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to double take because I'm not used to seeing her with blonde hair. I almost didn't recognize her. She's had brown hair in almost every movie I've seen her in. And I keep forgetting this because to me, Elf still seems like more of a newer movie.
Mm-hmm.
But we're coming up on 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, it was a 2003 movie.
Oh, wow.
So it's 17 years old.
Huh.
Yeah, so obviously she's much younger in this than so that was and then I like the manager guy. Just a bit part, but I don't know. I just
Isn't that Bernie? Is that Bernie Mac?
No, that wasn't Bernie Mac.
Are you sure?
I don't know who he is, but that wasn't Bernie Mac. I know Bernie Mac.
It was Bernie Mac.
It wasn't Bernie Mac.
I think it was.
No, you're wrong.
He did.
Yeah, Bernie Mac died.
I think he did this before he passed away.
No, that wasn't Bernie Mac.
All right.
But then he hung now, or did he go to the office first? Because then he hung out at that store overnight.
Yeah, he slept in the window display overnight. So no, because he met his dad first, and then the next morning his dad's going to work, and he sees him sleeping in the window display.
Right. So I'm not sure which one. I know he goes to his dad's work. Maybe he went to the store right after his dad's work because he goes to his dad's work. Mm-hmm. He goes upstairs. Of course, nobody's stopping him. I guess it's because it's Christmas time in New York, and you figure a grown man in an elf suit, he must have a job.
Yes.
Doing whatever.
Yes.
And
yeah, because his dad thinks it's like a singing telegram or something.
It wasn't Cedric the Entertainer, Rick. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
I think it was.
No, I don't think it was Cedric the Entertainer either.
I think he's right. Who's the guy who plays on the show where he adopts the kids? I'm Googling right now.
Are you? Yeah, Google the elf cast because I don't think either one of them. Manager's real name was Faison Love. There, thank you, Vin. I knew.
Which is a stage name for Bernie Mac.
No, it wasn't Bernie Mac. And you're froze. You know that?
Am I unfrozen now?
No. It looks like we just got a picture of you up there. But you're smiling, so
Is it a good picture?
I guess we can go with that.
Okay. As long as you can hear my voice.
Yeah. On the other hand, I don't know what everybody else can see, so don't be picking your nose down or anything, because
I did that before we went live.
okay, because I don't know what they can see. Now you're kind of moving a little bit. All right. So anyway, so he's and of course that's how he got the job, was that the manager saw him in the elf suit and thought, oh,
Yeah.
well, this guy's working upstairs on what we call the North Pole, and took him up there, and that's when he sees. But wait a minute, I keep jumping back and forth. We still didn't talk about him meeting his dad.
Oh, yes. Back up.
And so so he goes, meets his dad, or goes up there, meets the secretary,
Mm-hmm.
who I've seen in other stuff. I think she's been on Saturday Night Live, but I can't remember. So then she takes him in to meet his dad, and he thinks he's a Christmas gram of some sort.
Yeah.
And so he has him sing. And you would think for an elf that they would have all sorts of like made up songs in their repertoire instead of just standing there.
Yeah.
Stating the obvious.
Meeting his dad, yeah.
And yeah, so that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kind of horror you would expect when he mentions his mom's name.
Yeah. I think he calls security on him, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. And security takes him on out of the building. And so then he goes and that manager mistakes him for a worker and takes him upstairs. And he falls in love with Zoe Deschanel. Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
But now what amazed me was if he was such a crummy elf. So he's staying there overnight after everybody leaves. He's in there and he's like getting ready for Santa Claus. So he's so excited that Santa Claus is coming. He's going to make the place look nice for him. And he does all this. If he could do all that, why wasn't he a good elf?
I mean, maybe he can decorate, but he can't make toys, Dale.
Well, I guess that's.
My house is ready for Santa, but I can't make it. It's a sketch.
But can you do what's that called where he cuts all the stuff origami?
I can make a frog and it can jump. You hit this little thing and it jumps. I can do that.
But can you make a Winter Wonderland at super speed?
I mean, I'm not an elf, regardless of my costume.
Yeah. So how did he get these mutant abilities without being a true elf?
Unsure.
So, yeah. So it kind of surprised me he could do all that. But he did an awesome job.
He did. I love the snowflakes.
Yeah. And the Lego buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Were amazing.
So cool, yeah.
And I can't imagine how long that would take in real time.
Yeah.
And then of course
he falls asleep.
Yeah, and that's when he wakes up and hears her singing, right?
Yes.
So, so he goes in the ladies' room and sits on the counter and starts singing with her. I wonder, could they have done that? Could they have done that scene now? Because we the super PC crowd has tried to ban that song as being predatory.
That's crazy. Crazy talk.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It is a great song.
And so we got him sitting on that counter,
like a out of place stalker, and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah, and she realizes he's in there and screams at him, and then he runs and knocks himself out. What is going on over there?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Brandy had a low blood sugar, and it just alerted me through my phone. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Because you just started looking at me like I was the stalker.
Do what?
Because the picture I'm seeing over here, it looked like you were giving me
now
a weird
it's
look.
going all crazy. I can't hear you. We have the worst luck.
You can't hear me? Let's see what your husband's saying here.
It's all staticky.
You can't hear me? Because I hear me fine.
Staticky.
All right, I need somebody in the room. Vin, am I staticky or is it she just crazy? The singing scene was added later when Jon Favreau found out Zoe could sing. It wasn't in the original script. That's interesting. I knew she could sing, but I'm wondering if I would have known it back in 2003. Wow. See, you never know what's going to happen on one of my live streams. Because now I'm without a co-host. Okay. And I don't know what to do about if someone's in the room. And if you can hear me, let me know. If not, let me know. I don't know how I can really check that, but I sound fine to me on this end. So, okay. Oh, she's back. You're back.
All right. I don't know. It kicked me off, but I can hear you now.
And you can hear me now.
I can hear you.
And your signal looks good.
Thank you.
Okay. So we were just talking about
added in the shower scene. I saw that.
I like this. And me.
Yes.
So I was just talking about this when Favreau, they added the song when Favreau found out Zoe could sing. I knew she could sing. I don't know if I would have known it back in 2003, but she's put out several albums in a group. I believe it's called She and Him. It's kind of a weird name, but I think maybe she's done some solo stuff as well.
She has a great voice.
Oh yeah. And I wonder, was Will actually singing?
I don't know if he can sing, but did you know that he can play the drums like amazing?
I know that he looks like a drummer for a rock band. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a like a drum off with him and Chad Smith. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is funny how much they look alike.
Yeah.
I've seen them together on TV. Aretha. Every week it's something. I can't Aretha proof this desk. I need to figure out how, but I can't. Because anytime I think I've got it fixed, she finds another way to aggravate. Anyway, So after that, then the store opens up and Santa comes. And I love that scene
Yeah, everybody loves that scene.
because he is just so offended that this guy is impersonating Santa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and and, and as far as a fight scene goes, it's pretty pretty comical.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Um,
That's probably the most famous scene from the movie where he's jumping him down screaming, Santa!
and man, this guy, this Santa guy, man, he just flipped, and it ended up with him going to jail. And surprisingly, Dad bails him out.
Yes. Which is odd because he hasn't had a DNA test yet.
Right. They went from there to the DNA.
Did they?
Isn't that?
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think they went from there to the DNA test. And we meet John Favreau playing the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an interesting scene where he thought, well, if you just take him home, he'll snap out of it.
Yeah.
You know? And didn't quite work that way.
No, I love when he gets to meet his brother though. It's sweet to watch them bond finally.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a minute.
Yeah.
And what did you think? Let's see. So then he meets his wife somewhere.
He meets them. I think he meets them both at the same time. Doesn't he just bring him home for dinner?
Well, he had already brought um uh
Buddy.
James. Yeah, he had already brought. Remember, Buddy was in the apartment, and he like met her in the hallway or something, and was trying to prepare her that he had a son and that he had brought him home. And then when they opened the door, uh, the origami was everywhere.
Yeah.
And what about dinner? What did you think about dinner?
Is this
Or they had spaghetti.
Spaghetti and syrup. Yeah.
And we try to eat from all the 4 food groups. We got your candy, and your candy canes, and your candy corn. And I can't remember what the last one was.
I can't either. That's another famous scene though. It's the Santa one, and then him eating the syrup and spaghetti.
Now, yeah, I wonder how sick he got doing some of those scenes.
I'd like to see the outtakes of that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I can't imagine now they could. I'm sure they could dress up some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But if he had to take multiple bites for multiple takes,
Yeah, that'd be pretty gross.
oh gosh, that would be rough. I'm kind of thinking back over that scene. I don't know. I guess the wife kind of pushing him in the right direction as far as making sure that Buddy was there. Well, you can't put him out. He's your son, and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then isn't that about the time we got the scene where he had to be tucked in?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to tuck you in.
Yeah.
Well, I can't go to sleep, and and then you think, well, you end up doing stuff you really don't want to do if it'll get you a moment's peace. And yeah, and so then the next morning was
He takes
when
them to work, doesn't he?
no, they left him home the first morning.
Oh, okay.
Remember, and he just he he didn't do well on his own. Well, remember first the furnace scared him,
Oh, yeah.
and he had to call Dad, and Dad had to convince him it was the furnace, and and then he was like, "Yeah, well, I'll call you back in 5 minutes." No, how about I call you back? And well, what ended up? Let's see. So he started making, and that was one of the breakfast scene. Well, first he had made spaghetti and syrup for the mom and dad to take with them.
Oh, yeah.
But he also had, there was a scene where he had he was eating breakfast and it was like syrup, it was like spaghetti and syrup, and he had dumped all this candy on top of it.
Yeah.
And then looked and noticed the Pop Tarts and started, and then
Yeah.
and I'm thinking that was the one I was really thinking was if he had to do that multiple times,
Yeah.
That would be rough. I would think.
Might be good.
Yeah. And then of course my next thoughts are you know, boy, you'd never get in ketosis that way.
Never. How are you doing? Are you in ketosis?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't really tell. It's one of those things where I look at the stick and it's like, I can't tell if it's actually pink or if I'm just wanting it to look pink.
We get so sidetracked in these things.
I know, and people are wondering what are they talking about.
What kind of stick is he peeing?
But so for those that are going to be watching this and wondering how are they getting sidetracked here? I'm constantly battling my weight. We did this when Mandy and I worked together. She got me doing the low carb stuff, and I actually lost quite a bit of weight. Mm-hmm. Then kind of gained it back over time. But I'm trying to do the low carb thing again, and I don't know any reason why I'm not in ketosis because I haven't. I've been really strict with it.
Oh, good.
The only thing I can say is like this might be hurting my stick results because maybe I'm better hydrated than I normally am.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
When we were working together, we were on some diet soda and what were we drinking? That Kool-Aid mix?
Yeah.
A lot. But it worked.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. But
we were less hydrated back then.
Yeah. And so we were getting stronger stick tests. But yeah.
They must have all thought we were crazy back there. Coming out with holding up our pea sticks. So proud of it.
well, and bad enough, I guess, for you too. But I'm a guy coming out of the bathroom with a pink stick. Hey, and excited about it. Yeah. But yeah, so. And that was the other thing. I would have thought, man, I'd give my right arm for a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, I don't really like Pop-Tarts.
Well, I don't know that I would normally, but when you can't have anything like that,
yeah,
then you start
I'm
craving
on a Reese's kick right now. Did I tell you about the incident with the white chocolate Reese's?
No.
Oh, well, they're all gone. And I've since got another bag.
Oh, no. Yeah. So I guess you're nowhere near ketosis.
Oh, God, no. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But you would be proud of me. I got I've had this thing for a while that's I guess it's like a Foreman grill, but I broke it out last night and I made hamburgers with bacon and all that good stuff. So
Wonderful.
So yeah, I'm trying to.
Thinking of our Foreman grill incident.
Oh yeah, 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 and that there was nothing quite like us uh, cooking hamburgers on a Foreman grill in my office.
We were making
and
steak.
trying not to set off the fire alarm because then we really get in trouble. Yeah, those were the days.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Now, where were we?
I wonder how mad Miss Yvette would have gotten at us if we had set off the alarm.
You know how much of a pain it was when those alarms went off? You had to run over there with the key to be able to turn them off. She would have had a fit. Remember, we were like taking fans and.
But she loved you.
I know. Everybody does.
And you probably could have gotten us out of that.
I'm sure I could.
But
I miss her.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, contact me. Find me.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss her too. All right. So we were talking about this diet and we got sidetracked as usual. And then he went. Is that when he went? I guess he got bored at home and went and found his brother.
Yes, his brother was getting picked on, wasn't he?
Yeah, they got attacked with snowballs.
Yeah.
And then we found out he had more crazy superpowers.
Yes, he was skilled in snowballs.
And that was kind of the thing that got him and his brother bonded. His brother thought he was weird until then.
Yeah.
And then
they go back home for dinner together.
Yeah. At some point, they were decorating a tree too.
Yeah.
And until Buddy decided to put the star on top. And while they were out, they brought home the Christmas tree, and Dad got upset because apparently it's a felony to cut down a tree, probably out of what, Central Park?
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
And bring it home.
Yeah.
And so that's when they decided they couldn't leave him at home by himself. And the wife got the great idea, you take him to work.
Yeah, he had to go buy him a suit.
Yeah. And and then him sitting in that little corner.
Yeah.
Trying not to bug his dad, but can't really help it.
You feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Well, you feel bad for both of them, really.
Oh yeah. And then his dad sells him on going to work down in the mailroom.
Yeah.
Of course, his dad's all this time in trouble because he's got to get a proposal done by Christmas Eve, and he keeps messing things up. So he sends him down to the mailroom, and I guess this is the first time Buddy gets drunk.
Oh, completely forgot about that. Yes.
Because he assumed that was syrup.
Yes.
Oh, you like syrup too, eh? And found out that he's quite the dancer.
Yes.
And he still manages to mess things up as they were trying to get that writer to come in the next day and help them with the proposal. And he nearly ruined that.
I forgot all about him. That's the guy from Lord of the Rings, right? Not Lord of the Rings. Yeah. No. Wait.
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yes. I'm confusing my nerd movies. Yeah.
In his name, I believe Peter Dinklage or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Dink something.
Yeah, and
Dinklage.
yeah, I think he's been in a number of things.
Hmm.
Um,
You got to watch Game of Thrones, even though I couldn't remember the name of it. It's worth watching. It's great.
really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So then Buddy goes on his date, right?
Yes.
And we somewhere in there we missed him asking her out, but the brother did help him ask her out. So they went out on their date, and of course it didn't hurt that his dad had put him in a nice looking suit.
Hmm.
So I guess he was impressing Zoe there with the suit, and they went out. Where all did they? Oh well, they went
They
back
went
to that
ice
coffee
skating.
joint,
Didn't
huh?
they go ice skating?
I don't remember the ice skating. I remember the coffee because he blindfolded her,
Oh yeah.
and she was like, "This is like a terrible cup of coffee." No, it's the greatest. It's the world's greatest cup of
Yeah.
coffee. Uh, and then the excitement of all of a sudden, I know they did some other stuff before they got to the
I
got
could
running
have
around looking at Christmas trees.
I could have swore they went ice skating.
I don't remember
Well, it's possible it didn't happen.
it. I thought you've seen this movie 10,000
I
times.
have seen this movie 10,000 times, but viewers beware. I did not watch it in preparation for this episode. I have been busy.
Yeah, but if you've seen it 10,000 times, you wouldn't have needed to.
Well, I'm saying right now they went ice skating. It's
And
better
I'm
to put
saying
this
I
back.
don't.
They went
Well,
ice
and
skating.
I've only seen it the one time, so maybe
And I know you well enough to know how many times you fall asleep while you were watching it.
actually it was the middle of the night, so I didn't fall asleep at all. I can't sleep at midnight anymore.
Okay.
Um, I remember them getting that cup of coffee, and I remember them looking at trees.
I'm Googling it.
And he was so amazed at this one tree in the store window. She went and took him to, I guess it was some kind of big tree, maybe in Central Park, or
Do you really not know about the big tree?
no, I don't know about the big tree. I've
Okay.
never been to New York. I've only been to New York once, and I was a little kid, and we didn't. It wasn't a sightseeing trip. My dad was a truck driver. I just rode in the cab of the truck with him.
That would be fun.
I don't really remember much of it.
Huh.
I mean, I don't.
It's famous. They do a big. I think it's in Rockefeller Center, like right at the ice skating rink. They do a big.
Okay.
Which, if you're saying they went and saw the tree, then they went ice skating. That's all there is to it, because that's where it is.
Okay.
It's a famous thing.
All right.
Get your head out of the comic books, nerd. Come, it happens every year. Look how offended you look. How do you not know there's a tree in Rockefeller Center every year?
Like I said, I've never actually been to New York.
You don't have to go there to know that it's there. I mean, the Empire State Building is there. Have you ever seen it? No, but it's still there. I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking at them ice skating in Rockefeller Center right now. Buddy and Jovi's date. So that's all we needed to prove was that I was right. They went ice skating. Now back to where we were going.
And we're just going to take your word for it?
I mean, I can't share the screen with you.
Yeah, you
Turn it
can.
around.
Yeah, you can.
That's them ice skating right there.
Okay.
Boom.
If you say so.
Oh. They go ice skating.
Okay. All right. So
about the time your Benadryl kicked in.
Yeah. And then he kissed her on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
And she said he missed. And then she went all predatory.
Okay.
And so the next day, I'm trying to think. The next day, he did. What did he do? All of a sudden, hang on. I'm still replaying it in my head. He 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 got in trouble for doing. Oh, the next day was when the little guy came to work to pitch his ideas.
The little guy, really?
Yeah.
That's politically incorrect.
Well, I don't know if he's a midget or a dwarf.
I mean, what matters, Dale, is that he's a person. So couldn't you say the
Well,
person came to work to pitch his idea?
Okay.
Gosh.
But I can't remember his character's name either.
I don't know either. I think they go by midget. I don't know.
Well, apparently you can't call him Elf
Yes.
because that's what got Buddy in trouble. Was he interrupts the meeting? Can't remember why, but he interrupts the meeting, and the guy is like, "Call me Elf one more time." Not realizing that Buddy doesn't mean it in a derogatory manner at all.
Yeah.
If anything, he was excited to see him. But he had to call him Elf that one last time.
He's a person of short stature.
Okay. But that was a fun fight scene too.
Yes. Doesn't he end up biting his leg? You don't remember that either.
I can't remember that.
Leg.
I just remember him running across that desk. And at first Buddy's like, yeah, like he wants to give him a hug or something. Hey, Eric Weinbender stopping in to say hello.
Hello, Eric.
And so yeah, so they have their little tussle, and that's when his dad tells him to beat it, basically. Yeah. And so he leaves, redons his elf costume because he's getting ready to he goes back and leaves them a goodbye note on an Etch-a-Sketch. Can't build an Etch-a-Sketch.
He can draw on one.
But he can certainly draw on one. And then the one of the little writer stooges realizes that the little elf guy dropped his book of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a pitch. So they start trying to put that together until the little brother finds the diary, or not the diary, the Etch-a-Sketch, and realizes that he's left. So he goes to get Dad. And of course, Dad's in the middle of his presentation.
Yeah.
And that's a good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that would be exactly the way I would expect a New Yorker to respond. Well, first, don't talk to my kid that way.
Yeah.
And then just walk out. Which sets up the final act, and that's Santa in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's flying over New York, and the sleigh's not working. And of course, But the good news is that Papa Elf had taught Buddy how to fix that sleigh. But all of that, I thought I kind of enjoyed that. Santa kind of crash lands in Central Park,
Yeah.
and you got the news people there, and and then you've got the what was that group of were they like park rangers or something?
I don't recall.
I forget, but it wasn't like New York's. It wasn't like the NYPD. It was like a special patrol for the
Central Park.
park. And boy, they looked like they were ready to rumble. And so loved all that stuff with and of course it's great. I mean, the thing is, here's James Caan character loving his son now, and
Which was great to see him turn around and be a
yeah.
thoughtful.
And then he finds out his son isn't crazy.
Yeah.
There actually is a Santa Claus, and he is actually, excuse me, actually from the North Pole. And so then we have that whole section of the movie where where we got Will Farrell trying to fix the sleigh.
Yeah.
And
So
there
are you
were
a
some
Will Ferrell fan now? Did this turn
there were
you?
some good gags in there, huh?
Did this turn you into a Will Ferrell fan now?
No, I don't have a desire to see a lot of what he does. I mean, I like this film. I can't think of, but I mean, there are some things that are okay that he's done. I can appreciate the the Anchorman movies were pretty good.
Only because Steve Carell's in them.
And then trying to think, I don't know. I didn't like Ricky Bobby, and I didn't like Old School, and
Oh my God.
yeah. What
Okay.
did I?
You've offended me like to my core. Shake and bake. You don't like Ricky Bobby?
It's been a while since I've seen that film, but I don't remember. It was.
You have no sense of humor.
If there were some funny parts in it, there might have been some, but not enough to where I'd want to waste all that time watching an entire movie.
Oh dear God. Move on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I open up something there?
Talladega Nights is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh, no. Not really.
Move on, Dale. Yes, really. Yes, really.
So I like some of the stuff in the park. Maybe got a little cheesy with the here's Santa's book, and let's all sing a Christmas carol or a Christmas song, really, and get Santa's sleigh going. But I mean, overall it worked. And trying to think how this thing wrapped up. So we got Santa on his way again, and then so we go back to Papa Elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, and Buddy and Zoe are visiting them, and they've had a baby. So we didn't really see where things went with dad and his dad and stepmom and little brother after that, but we assume everything's going good because then then they're in the North Pole with their child. And
Yeah.
so,
Excellent movie.
yeah,
Yeah, he agrees.
yeah. This definitely would be the best Will Ferrell movie I've seen.
Okay.
I that was a very positive thing for me to say about Will Ferrell.
Have you seen the one with I hate Kevin Hart, but have you seen the one with Kevin Hart?
Yeah, I didn't like it either, and I usually like Kevin Hart,
Ugh.
but I didn't. I didn't particularly care for that movie.
Okay. Step Brothers, you haven't seen?
Step Brothers, I have not seen.
Excellent.
I saw the basketball movie once, but I can't remember much about it.
Have you seen Kicking and Screaming? Where he's
No,
a soccer oh, that's excellent.
no.
You seen him on Saturday Night Live? The cheerleader skits?
No.
Oh, Dale.
I saw the one.
Do you ever wonder how we're even friends sometimes?
Well, now you and I agree about a lot of things, with just not Will Ferrell.
Or Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more.
Right. And
Don't get me started on politics.
but and I saw the movie. What was that? Something about speaking of politics, where he was running for office and he punched a baby.
What was that? Was a great movie. What was that called? Because Zach Galifianakis is in that.
Yeah, I didn't care.
I love him.
It was it didn't really do a lot for me either.
What about the other guys with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, look, I've got some support here.
I didn't say it wasn't the best Will Ferrell movie.
I was kind of thinking that you were thinking that Talladega Nights was better than Elf.
No, but Talladega Nights and I'm going blank. Step Brothers, and this I'd say are his
and Elf are your favorites of his.
Yeah, definitely. Everything Must Go. Have you seen that?
Everything Must Go. No, I have not seen that. And what was the other movie you were talking about?
Kicking and Screaming?
No. After that.
The other guys?
The other guys, I now that I kind of enjoyed.
Okay.
And you were now I remember you had mentioned Mark Wahlberg. Mm-hmm. Was Mark Wahlberg in that movie with him? The other guys?
Yeah, wasn't he? Yeah. But
they also did that Daddy's Home.
Have you seen Daddy's Home?
No, but I did record them on my DVR. I'm going to give them a shot because one of them
and Daddy's Home 2
is a Christmas movie, right?
I think Daddy's Home 2 is, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought I might try to watch them.
Yeah, they're both good.
Yeah, I'll say this for Will Ferrell. I'll give him a shot every now and then. And think that maybe he could do okay. But so he's better in that way. At least he's better than Seth Rogen.
Oh, I hate Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I can't. That guy, I don't know how he got a job.
I don't either. Me and Ben were just talking about him today, and he's aged terribly. I just saw him on something. I showed Ben a picture. He looks awful. Right.
Well, I've got a list on letterboxd.com that says movies. Seth Rogen movies that don't totally suck.
There are none.
Well, Green Hornet. That was the only one that made the list.
Never seen it.
Yeah, and it's not because Seth Rogen was all that great. It's just because I like the Green Hornet as a character. Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't.
Well,
but I can't think of any other movie that I've ever seen with Seth Rogen that I didn't totally despise.
Agreed. There's something we could agree on.
Okay. All right.
We should end it on that. Seth Rogen, you suck.
All right. Well, and then next week
Mm-hmm.
we take on. Let's see.
Christmas Vacation. Jon Favreau.
He's. Oh yeah, The Mandalorian. I need to watch that. I have not gotten to that yet.
Do you have Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to jump on that because everybody's talking about how great Mandalorian is.
I'm gonna make a demand now that I'm. You can't do Mandy and Me without Mandy.
You're gonna make a demand.
When Christmas is over, we are watching The Office. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Okay. You're gonna meet my demands. Okay.
Well, okay. We got to talk about how we're going to do that. I mean, we're not going to stop doing movies.
Yeah, but we could just pick an episode to review.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's mention. Oh yeah, Finn wants to see your full costume.
I don't think that can be on the whole screen.
All right, that's somebody dedication right there.
It's not a costume; it's pajamas. So Ben's gonna be sleeping next to Will Farrell tonight.
Oh, you mean Sebastian, the big giant dog that sleeps half in and half out of his bed? Oh, bless his heart. So next week, we take on one of the all-time classics.
Definitely.
Christmas Vacation. So
I've also seen it 10,000 times, but I will watch it again.
Yeah. Probably. I'm trying to think. Is it my favorite Chevy Chase movie? Probably.
Well, I think all of his vacation movies are great.
I would agree on the first. I think the first two are great. I don't know about.
There's one where they go to Europe. I think that's kind of bad.
Yeah. Yikes. We need more context with for that, Dave. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess maybe the Fletch movies might rival.
Never seen them.
Oh, you've never seen Fletch and Fletch Lives?
No.
Oh man, those might be the best that he's ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are pretty legendary movies. I have, and I kind of have I like him, but I don't. Now I'm not putting him up on a level with Bill Murray or Steve Martin. But he can do well, and definitely Christmas Vacation was a brilliant film.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So yeah, I'm excited to do that one, and then 2 weeks from today, we'll be going back and revisiting Jimmy Stewart for
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
And hold your horses, people. Stay in your seats. We have a special guest for that one. Do the drum roll. Vin Morreale.
Yes.
Yes.
And that will be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to wrap this up tonight. And hey, we made it through. I don't have to go back and re-edit this live stream because I said something filthy. So
anybody watching this live stream, go back and watch the last one. Until Dale starts cracking himself up. It's amazing.
Yes, because I tell you what, the live streams over the last 2 weeks, you just don't know what's going to happen from technical difficulties. And I was really worried about this movie because I thought, all right, so we had technical difficulties, and I'm back, and I'm doing so we planes, trains, and automobiles, and so I'm doing the just like John Candy in the car. It was like a flaming car going down the highway. Yeah. And then last week, of course, I uttered the which should never be uttered, and of course, it's a Christmas movie that had a strong element of a child saying inappropriate things. So I was really concerned what's going to happen in this live stream.
Instead of having it say censored, you should have had it say "Oh fudge" across it. That would have been so much better.
Well, when my editing skills get a little bit better, we'll
The next time you slip up, we'll fix it better.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I'm just very thankful we got from one end of this live stream to the other end, and I don't have to like pull it down and re-edit it, and everything's cool. And
too far off track with anything.
Yeah, not until we started talking about keto and and so yeah. I don't know. It felt like maybe more successful, but then again, maybe not as interesting because maybe people want to see train wrecks, and we didn't really have one tonight.
Well,
so
next week we will. Don't worry.
Oh, great. Now you'll have me watching Christmas Vacation, thinking, all right, what's going to happen in this movie that's going to happen in the live stream? That's going to be terrible.
A camper.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're going to call it a night. We appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. And yeah, and if you were watching this back on a replay, thank you for making it this far. And we will see you all next week with National Lampoon's A Christmas Vacation. Anything you want to add before we sign off?
No. Will Farrell's awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, folks, and we'll see you next week.